confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County today comes to 65,822. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 2,707. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 417, with total number of confirmed deaths at 47. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Hiba Samath. It's 4 p.m. on Tuesday, June 9th. Thousands of mourners gathered today to remember George Floyd. A private service was held for family and invited guests at the Fountain of Praise Church in Houston, Texas. Family members came dressed in all white, and while this was a private funeral service, it was televised and shared with the world. The service was held at the church where Floyd and his family attended worship services growing up. Some of the invited guests included Reverend Al Sharpton, who gave a eulogy, attorney Benjamin Crump, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, actor Jamie Foxx, as well as the families of Ahmaud Arbery, Botham Jean, and Eric Garner. Following the private service, a procession was held to a private burial at a cemetery in Pearland. Floyd was buried next to his mother, Larcenia Floyd, who died 2 years ago. Protests continue to take place throughout Southern California today to speak out against racial injustice and police brutality. Floyd's death invoked a worldwide movement calling for police accountability, change in systemic racism, and social inequalities. The U.S. House Judiciary Committee is expected to hold a hearing tomorrow as the first steps toward creating legislation to prevent excessive use of force and racial profiling. Judiciary Committee Chairman Nadler said they would hear from community leaders, activists, experts, and law enforcement members. Floyd's brother, Philonase, was one of the many invited to speak before Congress at the Policing Practices and Law Enforcement Accountability hearing. The Los Angeles Clippers shared a powerful 2-minute video that highlights some of the major events that took place while the NBA season was suspended due to COVID-19. From the health crisis that took the world by storm to the call to end police brutality, the video is called While We Were Away. Let's take a look.
Singing out of tune, I thought that I could make it through.
While we were away, they closed up the courts, pulled down the rims. The virus spread. The hospitals surged. Mask became the uniform. Zoom became the job. Essential was redefined. Doctors, nurses, the grocery clerk, our all-stars. Lives were lost. Jobs were lost. We thought we ran out of tears. There are always more. While we were away, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery were murdered. Cause of death? Another, more familiar virus. Centuries old. The names and dates change. The national cycle of racial injustice and police brutality do not.
Narrated by Paul George, a native of Palmdale, California, the video hoped to serve as a reminder that while basketball is exciting and fun, there are far more important things going on. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed an executive order addressing a variety of issues in response to COVID-19. Newsom said he hopes to increase availability of the over-the-counter drugs and resources like hand sanitizer and medical devices like respirators, ventilators, and masks. The order allows the temporary manufacturing of over-the-counter drugs and medical devices by firms not currently licensed by the California Department of Public Health. The firms must apply for a temporary registration and self-certify that they're compliant with guidance by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The order defers renewal fees to address COVID-19 related economic hardships for manufacturers of drugs, medical devices, food, and cosmetics that currently have licenses, registration, and certificates. As California continues to move into Phase 3 of its Road to Recovery plan, moviegoers can look forward to seeing blockbuster hits on the big screen once again. Governor Newsom released guidelines for a number of sectors allowed to reopen as early as this Friday once local public health officials revise their orders and give the official word. While movie theaters are limiting attendance to 25% capacity or 100 people, whichever is fewer, other implementations will take place to offer safe measures. A reservation system is recommended so that moviegoers can stagger arrival times. Patrons would need to wear masks, not eating or drinking. Ushers would help with social distancing, directing entrance and exit traffic. And companies may consider using disposable or washable seat covers on porous surfaces that are difficult to clean. Drive-in movie theaters have already received the okay to reopen for business. Just a week ago, the Rhodium Drive-In welcomed back visitors for their weekend movie nights. You can find the June lineup of movies online at rhodium.com. Films like Up, Field of Dreams, and Frozen are slated to be played in the upcoming weekends. The Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, shared some good news regarding COVID-19 that millions around the world are hoping to happen soon as well. The South Pacific nation of 5 million was excited to announce the country is lifting all coronavirus restrictions for the first time in more than 3 months after the country reported no active cases in more than 2.5 weeks. Ardern announced the last active case of COVID-19 in the country has recovered, ending the outbreak in New Zealand. Schools and workplaces will be able to reopen with no limitations on gatherings, events, or domestic travel. Social distancing is, however, still encouraged, and New Zealand's international borders will remain closed to non-residents to prevent new outbreaks. Residents arriving in New Zealand will still have to quarantine for 2 weeks. Reports show it's been 40 days since the last case of community transmission. New Zealand was said to have one of the fastest and strictest lockdowns in the world. Now, New Zealand wasn't the first country to be COVID-free. There have been at least 8 other countries that have already eliminated the coronavirus, but none the size of New Zealand. Smaller countries like Montenegro, Fiji, and Caribbean island, St. Kitts, and Nevis have all announced all patients had recovery in mid-May. Johns Hopkins University's COVID tracking project listed 188 countries and regions with reported cases. The countries that have eradicated the virus are mostly countries that have a low population and only reported a handful of cases. If summer plans are in the works, there's one more destination you can put on your list. Yosemite National Park is set to reopen on Thursday, June 11th, but in order to visit, some pre-planning will be needed, and it begins today. According to information on its website, the 1,200 square mile park will institute a reservation system, issuing temporary day passes. Those passes went on sale beginning this morning online. Only 1,700 vehicle passes will be allowed per day, with passes good for 7 days. Locations open within the park includes 800 trails along with Yosemite Valley, Glacier Point, Mariposa Grove, Tuolumne Meadows, and Hetch Hetchy. To make a reservation to visit, go to recreation.gov. Popular department store Macy's announced they've raised enough funds to help weather the coronavirus pandemic. Macy's said they have sufficient liquidity, roughly $4.5 billion in new financing to help get through this economic downturn. The funding includes more than $3 billion in asset-based credit and a previously announced $1.3 billion in bond offerings. The financing is one way to relieve the pressure from having all of its stores shut down during the health crisis. Macy's stock rose as much as 10% after hours trading following this announcement. While many store locations work to reopening throughout the U.S., the department store at the Del Amo Fashion Center is serving shoppers once again with modified hours and safety protocols in place. As local restaurants across the city open their doors once again, welcoming patrons into their dining spaces, patrons are encouraged to eat local and support local businesses. Local Kitchen in downtown Torrance modified their hours and dine-in space. They're open Tuesday through the weekend, Tuesday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 a.m., and from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday to 10 p.m. They now have an outdoor dining space as well. Other eateries open for dining in includes Keegan Sports Lounge and Grill, Restoration Kitchen and Wine, and Clutch and Coffee. Red Car Brewery and Restaurant are open for counter service, patio dining, takeout, and curbside pickup. The Depot in downtown Torrance has reopened for the first time since closing their doors on March 17th. Their hours are Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Monday through Saturday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Others to add to the list include Eat at Rudy's, Chado Tea Room, and Tortilla Cantina. All restaurants are following LA County safety protocols that address 5 key areas, including measures to ensure infection control, physical distancing, protecting employees' health and increased communication, and measures to ensure equitable access to critical services. Also, don't forget to check in with the wide range of breweries here in Torrance as they've opened up their tasting rooms as well. The Office of Economic Development, along with the Public Works and Community Development Departments, will present a proposal to business owners as well as city leaders to offer an alfresco style dining option to give restaurant owners an opportunity to expand their dine-in service with outdoor seating in downtown Torrance. Holding off on dining out till tomorrow? Well, we have one suggestion for you where you can not only eat at a local favorite restaurant, but also give back while you do. Restaurants for Roses returns once again to give back to the Torrance Rosefoot Association. The fundraiser takes place tomorrow at Fishbones Seafood Grill. 15% of all sales tomorrow will be donated to the Torrance Rosefoot Association. Bring a digital or printed flyer as you see on the screen to the restaurant. The donation will be made for dine-in and takeout. The Torrance Certified Farmers Market was busy today as thousands came out to enjoy some sunshine and fresh produce. The Torrance Cares Farmers Market curbside pickup also continues. Shoppers who placed orders by noon the day before were able to pick up curbside between 11 a.m. till noon. This service was launched to assist seniors with limited mobility as well as those with underlying health conditions. This month, you'll find cherries, peaches, apricots, plums, and corn readily available as this is the beginning of their season. You'll also find sweet strawberries from various vendors for a few more weeks before the season tapers off. The farmers market takes place every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. at Wilson Park. Now, as a reminder, shoppers must wear a face covering while at the farmers market and must practice social distancing while shopping. Shoppers are also encouraged to leave family members at home and send just one person per household. Torrance City officials will meet online tonight for another virtual meeting. City staff will present the proposed revisions of the 2020-21 budget to include reductions to meet the budget shortfalls. Cuts proposed throughout various departments will be presented tonight. Council members will also get an update of the city's response to COVID-19 and the city's recovery efforts as well. The community is encouraged to participate by emailing ahead or calling in during the meeting. You can do so by emailing council meeting public comment at torranceca.gov, and during the meeting you can call 310-618-2404. The meeting can be seen tonight beginning at 7 p.m. live on City Cable as well as over the air on 25.2, online at torranceca.gov, Facebook, as well on YouTube. As we head into graduation week here in Torrance, we also want to celebrate the class of 2020 and all of your big milestones. Whether it's a preschool promotion or a college graduation and every milestone in between, send us your photo and let us know what school you're graduating from. We'll be sure to share it on our show. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and reflects how Torrance truly cares. Well, one local hospital that has faced the dangers of COVID-19 continues to give not just as frontline heroes, but as heroes to many in need. Recently, they went above and beyond their call of duty, donating essential items to a local nonprofit. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Joanna.
Hi, I'm Ashley. We're from food service.
And today we are donating grocery items and paper goods to Harbor Interfaith Services.
This is just one of the many ways local organizations, business partners, and community members continue to show how Torrance cares. Now, if you have a great story or have pictures or videos that you'd like to share or just want to say hello, please email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Stay informed by signing up at torranceca.gov/Torrance alerts. Subscribe to City Cable's YouTube channel and be sure to like us on the city's Facebook page. That's our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Jin Chun brings you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.